Hey y'all, it's your girl Fancy, and we are back with Every Fancy Thing, artist interviews, and more. And today I am interviewing our artist here, Silent Night.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, good to
All
be.
right, so we're gonna just dive on into it because we had a pre interview conversation, super dope stuff. But I want you to really share that with the listening and the viewing audience. So talk
I'm,
to me about, first of all, let's find out how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, all right, and where do you hail from?
Lake Charles, Louisiana, but I like to say I'm from all around the world.
Okay, explain.
Meaning, like I'm a military child, so I came from all around the world. I ain't been to a lot of places like Hawaii, Colorado, Washington, Italy, Georgia, Louisiana, etc., Texas.
Wow, all the diversity. That's the benefits of being a military child. Although it seems fabulous, because you get to travel and learn in different areas and different cultures or different countries and cultures. It can be hard for a child. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's way harder for a child than the parents even seeing. I think nowadays the parents don't even know how hard it is for the child. They try to make it seem more like it's not as hard because it's not as hard to them because of how they were brought up. They were probably brought up in hell compared to what we were brought up in our generation. But our generation is not more of people being brought up in hell. It's more of people being brought depressed and nobody's really realizing it. And
Yeah,
nobody's supporting them. Nowadays our generation needs support. If we're gonna heal and if we're gonna change, if we're gonna do better, we need support. And nowadays,
absolutely.
yeah, everybody feels like they gotta do it alone or they're doing it alone or you don't have to. You need support and people need to see that. Parents need to see that. That's where it needs to start with the parents to support their dreams.
So you are in music. You have a love for music.
Yeah.
You rap, and what else is going on? What else do you do?
Um, I like to say I do a little bit of everything, like a master of all trades. So
Hmm.
I, I rap, I sing, I songwrite, and I want to say I run my label, TNG the label. We
Okay.
we're actually already what's the word, intercontinental. I don't know how to say it, but
Continental? I don't know. What are
but
you
yeah.
trying to say?
So basically, when I started my label, I started it with a guy named Kusa. He's from Zimbabwe, Africa, and
Okay.
2 years ago. So, and we're still in touch. We're still keeping it strong. He's just doing his thing on his side of the book, and I'm doing mine. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So my biggest fan base is actually overseas right now. And
That's dope.
yeah,
That's what it is with a lot of artists.
and I didn't even know, like, I didn't know that was gonna happen too. It's just, and I didn't know how big he was in Zimbabwe really. And he's a big artist in Zimbabwe, so especially,
Dope.
he's a big artist, and I'm trying to work around in the USA, but let him do his thing.
Hey, that's right. I mean, it's all about that. So, talk to me about how you got started with the rap.
Okay, so I got started probably like I'd say I was 8 years old, and my aunt Tammy, she loves going to church. She goes to church probably like 3, 4 times a week, and so I used to go to church with her. I was forced to go to church with her.
I know I had an auntie I was forced to go with too.
Yeah,
5 days a week.
I was. I remember as a kid, I hated. As soon as we going to church, we going to Bible, going. Somebody hide me, but.
I didn't. Organized religion is always a tough one.
But I actually fell in love with the choir that they had. I never was in the choir, but I fell in love with the singing. I fell in love with the
Dope.
and everything. So as much as I ain't gonna say I go to church, I don't, but I don't feel as if I need to go to church to feel close to God. But so I fell in love with the singing at that time, and I was making like little bars like if I go to heaven, I'ma be a reverend. Stuff like little kids would do. And
Yeah.
so my mama really saw, like, she was like, this dude's rapping and he's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what? She at first she didn't like it. She told me she didn't like it because she know how all rappers is, and she think it's bad. It's a bad
Right, 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 right.
yeah. But that love never faded for me. It only grew over time. So
Yeah, and so falling in love with it 8 years old is pretty young. I mean, but people say you know what I mean. At that age, you know kind of what you want to do. People say that you know, and I believe that. And whether at that time, I think was most essential at that time, especially now, was something that a lot of parents didn't understand because a lot of the parents, if we look back on the history, I'm saying, of parenting, children and babies do not come with instruction manuals. And a lot of parents were younger. And it's just, you just did what your parents did, you know what I mean, to raise your kids. So however they raised you, you go raise them,
Hey,
it's
hey,
back to back to back.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't hear nothing you just said.
Okay. So I'm saying, like, a lot of kids, can you hear me okay now? Hear
I,
anything now?
yeah,
No?
I can hear you now, but
Okay.
everything you
I'm
said,
not really sure what's going on, and we're connected through the Ethernet. Hopefully, if you have an Ethernet connection, sometimes Wi-Fi will actually not be good either. So I always stick to the Ethernet connection if I can. What I was saying is, like, to be so young, to be 8 years old, and to know what it is that you want to do.
mhm.
That's huge. I think a lot of times, some of the issues that I have seen with artists that young, when they've started out that young, or they've been passionate about something that young, is that their parents really didn't know how to support them in a lot of cases. Some did. Thus, you see some artists that their parents were there at the talent shows, parents were there at the games, parents were there for the beauty pageants, all that. But I think that a lot of that comes from not knowing how to do that, because you as a parent didn't have that coming up either. So, what was your situation at 8? I mean, were you encouraged to do that, or what was going on with you?
I would say that I relate to that situation so much, and I don't want to put the fault on my parents. My mom and my dad,
Yeah.
y'all watching this. I don't want to put it on y'all to say like y'all didn't do what y'all need to do, but it's the fact of there was always that one question missing that I feel as if every parent should nowadays in this generation should definitely ask their kid when they have a dream but they don't know how to help. It just ask, what can I do?
Absolutely. I agree.
9 times out of 10, if the kid has the dream, the kid has some type of plan. Even if the plan sounds foolish, it's
Yeah.
adult to make the plan not seem so foolish.
Yes.
So
Yes. Support you.
yeah,
Yeah.
just that support. It's not hard to figure out how to do something nowadays. You have the internet. The internet can tell you how to fix a light bulb. You know,
Right. Everything. I know. Right. I YouTube everything. See.
yeah. So it's not hard.
Yeah.
Realize that we're not stuck in that timeline. Where you don't know how to do it, or it's just so far fetched, or it's impossible. You know,
Yeah.
I just want them to take time out. There's a lot of things that can be avoided in this generation if parents just ask that one question: what can I do to help? What do you
Yep.
do? And,
Exactly.
and it takes not only will it help change the generation, but it will take the kids a long way. It keep them away from trying to get that information from the wrong people.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, exactly. Because that mentality, whenever you're focused on something, you're hyper focused and you know what you want, you're gonna figure out a way to get it no matter what. So you can either get it the right way or you can
Or the
get it the
wrong way.
other way. Yeah, yeah,
Don't get it regardless. So that's why I tell like to all the youngins and all the kids out there that's smoking vapes and all that. I don't indulge in it. I won't be the one to tell you to do it or not to do it. I'm to be the one to tell you that for me, if it was my sister, I would
yeah,
tell my sister to come to me for anything because I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wrong stuff. If she's gonna try, she's gonna try regardless.
Right.
I'm your big brother, and if you want to try it, I'm gonna give you something that I know is not gonna hurt
Hurt
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
so it's just that same method, just being there for each other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think it's like a lot of healing, you know what I'm saying? Healing of the past. I think a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of healing needs to happen. Um, So talk to me about the kind of music you make. So
I
you do rap, but what I mean,
I
I asked someone, like, what kind of rap do you do? Talk to me
uh,
about your rap music.
I don't know. I never. I'm still so new to these genres.
Mhm.
Growing up, I only listened to what I heard. Like, I mean, like
Okay.
searching
Okay.
up. I never knew any artist names. Like my dad and them rarely ever told me names of artists like when they play music. So if I hear it, I know it now, but I never know the artist name.
Yeah, Shazam probably was your best friend for a while.
Yeah, it would have been, but I didn't know about it. And I really didn't care about it that time. At that time, I was really just listening to music just for the melodies. Like now
Yeah.
that I realized it, I was only like, because I don't know a single lyric to a song. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't
Okay.
can't name a song and I don't know the lyrics. Or you can name a song and I probably won't know the lyrics because I didn't listen
Right.
to the lyrics back then. I was listening for melodies. And that's just, I guess that's just, it evolved me into when I started going to the studio. But I make like hip hop, pop, so like a R&B, hip hop and pop type of mix. Kind
So
of,
what artist would you compare yourself to if you were like what who are you would you be similar to? Is what I think.
um, I don't
And it
know.
could be an older artist, it could be a new artist. Who would you consider yourself? If someone okay, so let me say it like this. If someone was putting together like a spring or summer jam or a winter jam and they were putting like minded or like performing artists together, who do you think they would pair you with? How about that?
I would hope they pair me with, to be honest, it's a tough one. But the only person I could think of is probably, I want to say Rich Homie Quan. Like I
Okay.
fuck with Rich
Okay.
Homie Quan. Like I love his music. I love his message. I love his flow. I love everything about him. Like he's just, yeah, I say he inspired my music a little bit. He's
Okay.
anybody did, he did. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. And it takes what it takes. I mean, we all have someone that we follow or look up to, of course, and we identify with, and it helps us get us through the rough times. I don't know, music has always been an outlet for me ever since I was little. That's the thing that I love the most.
It's so
I love rap the most of anything, and I'm willing to give anybody a try because I really believe there's all kinds of different genres within the genre, different styles within the genre. I got it. I don't like the way they classify some music. They put it in where I think it don't fit.
yeah,
But we are in a time right now creatively that you can pretty much throw anything out there. It might stick to the wall. It might not. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's my next question for you. Does it matter to you more that you get your voice out there and you get your message out, that you get it out, like you just get it out, put it on, it's done. The creative side is done. Or does it matter more to you that people love it? What matters to you the
Um,
most?
Me, it's more like it's a little in between of both. But
Right.
I make I make my music mainly for my family. So like
Okay.
when I first started taking music serious, I had got kicked out the house because I was taking music too serious. Like I wasn't coming home. I wasn't like I was gone. I was out trying to figure out how to do it. I was talking to so many people, the wrong people, the right people. And I ain't gonna lie, it kind of changed me because I didn't know how to do it. So I didn't know how to perceive any image. Like I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and I didn't know how to be me and do it. So I went through the wrong crowd at first, and so my mama seen it, and she seen the road I was going down. So I got kicked out, and it was the chains I had on, and it was just she thought I was just gonna be just another black kid in this world that you know making the wrong decisions, and so um I say like that I've been through a lot. I definitely been through a lot. Um, I'm not gonna lie. What was the question again? I knew where I was going, but
The
now
music. So for you, is it more important was it more important for you to creatively? Was
oh
it
yeah.
more important for you to express yourself and just get it out there and record it and throw it out? Is that more important to you than the way that it's received and people just falling in love with the music? Which one is most important to you? You
So
said you were right in the middle, right? But
yeah,
I
so
mean, whether it sells or not is what I'm saying. So
yeah, like
every artist throws out albums and every artist throws out projects.
yeah,
You'll have 12 tracks, you know what I'm saying, on a project, and you might have 4 bangers on there, okay?
yeah,
Or you might have 12 and you might have one.
yeah,
But you just take that back to the drawing board. So
yeah.
how would you feel about that if you threw it out there, a EP or even a single, and maybe they wasn't feeling what you was doing at the time? How would that impact your artistry? Is what I'm asking, I guess.
I'm not so much of a I need to make the music like how everybody wants me to make it. I'm more
Got
of,
it.
all right, this is how I'm feeling, and I'm hoping you relate to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like my I just went to the studio and recorded a song that it's so repetitive that my brother was like, bro, it's so repetitive. Why? And I was like, it's repetitive to me because that's just how I was feeling. I had nothing else to say. Like,
Right. 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 Right.
but just those 3, 4, 5 words. And I know
Yeah.
it may not be a hit, but somebody on this planet is feeling that they only have 3 words to say, and that's all they can say. And so I make my music just for people to relate to, whether if it's a hit or not. I want people to feel it. I don't care if it's a on Billboard or not. I don't care if it's. I want people to understand that they not alone. Like I'm going through the same thing y'all going through. Even if y'all see me as this up and coming rapper or this up and coming artist, I'm still a human being going through the same thing you going through, and I always will, whether I'm famous or not. I will always. Y'all.
At the end of the day, so it's more about more. So I think I get like it's more about expressing how you feel.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, and putting it out there and helping people get through that. I kind of see that. Kind of see that. Through our pain, we also grow. You know what I mean? And it sounds like maybe you didn't have like maybe the necessary support that you needed to help impact you to go for your dream.
yeah.
So talk to me about what it took to get here.
So
What it took to get here.
what it took.
Talk to me. Summarize for me what it took to get here.
I'll summarize it. So it took long nights, cold days, and hard work. And it's still taking those. It's still taking those. It's just even deeper. I can go even deeper into it, meaning like it took I was I was homeless for about like 3 years, for the past 3 years before I got my shit together. And I was like, I can't do it this way no more. Like I spent 3 years basically being a student of the game, going around like recording songs in the closet. Like when I started probably like taking it serious 4 years ago, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
recording in the closet, and I didn't care how the music sounded. I didn't care how
Yeah.
I loved it. I think I love hearing my own voice. That's probably why I like listening to my own music more than anybody else. But
Yeah.
I loved it, and I didn't care that people was like, "Bro, you need to go to a studio," or "Nah, I loved it."
Yeah.
I continue to tell my co-CEO like, "Bro, we're gonna do this until people start realizing like we're serious. We're willing to work in this closet for however long until they take us serious."
Yeah.
So I was homeless. He knew I was homeless too, and so I'll tell y'all a story. So 2 years ago, I was so homeless. I was and homeless. When I say homeless, I mean homeless, but I was grinding too. I was
Yeah.
in a college. I was sleeping in a college with my girlfriend, basically staying in her dorm, ducking the security, ducking everybody. But yeah, I'm the one person that you see the most. But I don't go to school there at AUM University in Montgomery. Shout out AUM. I really appreciate y'all for letting me do my thing. So, but I was there for like probably like 2 years in that school. Didn't go to school. Could have got a degree for how long I was there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that was the part of me that went to college that understood that there's a fan base there that I could take over, and knowing that those are the people that's gonna buy your music. Those are the people that's gonna
Yes.
those are people that's gonna go through the stuff you're going through one day, because that college life ain't forever, and some people don't succeed out that college life. So when
No.
they see, they will understand. They may not understand it now, but they will. That's how I always see my music. If they don't understand it now, some point in their life they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there. Just I was sleeping under beds. I was running from police. I was ducking. I was doing the most to stay there because I wanted to take over that school. And I had my co-CEO, he was a student at that school, so he knew what I was going through, and he helped me along the way. We had problems where I had to hide. And I couldn't. We had to stop everything we're doing, and he knew like I had to stop. Like I at that time had warrants out for me, and I
Mhm.
wanted to solve everything. I wanted to get my life straight, but I was so focused and head driven on my dream that nothing else mattered. I didn't care about what I looked like. I didn't care nothing. I was wearing the same clothes for a long time,
Yeah.
and it was, and people could hear it in my music. That's why I call all my tapes, all my projects that I dropped. Every single one of them is called Life. It's for, and it's love isn't for everybody.
Okay.
Like, so that's my life. My love wasn't meant for everybody. Not everybody's gonna understand me. And so,
Right.
but yeah, we was just going hard. Like, I'm talking about, I'm homeless doing shows. Nobody knows. The one thing that nobody knows is I'm homeless. But
Right. Right.
everybody is seeing me. Everybody's seeing me promote my music. Everybody's meeting me. Everybody's talking about me now. So, after
Mhm.
eventually I had to leave because I got so big over there that I couldn't walk around that school no more without security knowing who I am. Without,
Right.
I'm posting, like, when I tell you I'm taking over, like, in silence. I'm
Yeah.
all my flyers on every wall. Like, I'm making it almost impossible for me to be invisible. But
Yeah.
whether if I was, the consequence was, hey, they take me to jail or whatever, I need this support from these people that's here, because these people are going to be people that's going to support me down the line. So I need the support. So I did it. I took over a whole college, not by myself, but with my team, with my former team, and they doing it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we went our separate ways, but we still in good contact and all that. There's no bad blood between us. But
Yeah.
um, yeah. So that's really, like, I went through a lot. To answer your question, I went through a lot, and there's way more than just that school. There's things that happen outside of that school. I took a lot of L's. I'm been robbed, kidnapped in that time. Like, when I actually finally touched a piece of my dream, it was taken from me. And I look back at that like I done a lot of things too. So I use it as karma. And I got into a bad car accident in the middle of that whole story. So
Wow.
yeah, and this was all in a year. Like, that whole story was all between like a year or two.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Quite a bit. The struggle is definitely real. People don't realize, a lot of people, I've always said, when it comes to this music thing, people think, oh, someone just blew up overnight, but they don't really realize what
not at all.
all happened behind the scenes. And it's important. It makes you human. It also helps people identify with you more as an artist. And that's the goal. It's like I have a huge love for it. And I celebrate, my underground artist first and most always. And so that's why I always love to tap in, with the artists or whatever, and the ones that are persistent as well, that want me to, listen to the music, get the music on, get the interviews in. All of those things, play a factor in the actual interview process or whatever. So I definitely appreciate that. So tell me, what's your main goal with the music? What do you plan to do? Just keep on distributing music,
Um,
or what are your plans post that? What else are you doing with it?
I got a whole 26-page document called the TNG business plan. Like, me and my former CEO, we sat down and typed this whole thing about how we wanted our 5-year plan to be.
Okay.
And we even have a portion of it, if it gets funded, to this amount or this amount. So it's a big document, but it's bigger than music. Everything that I do is bigger than music, and first and foremost, I do it for my family. Else,
Yeah.
I don't do it for the money. I don't care for the money at all. Like, my goal isn't to be rich and have all the money in the world. I don't really care for money. Being homeless humbles you to the point where you learn how to save $20 to last you a week.
Yeah. You know what that means.
Yeah, like, and it's not even about the it's about you really see the value in it. You don't have the value for the money. You have the value for me. I want to see everybody smile. I rather, if money makes you smile, I will give you the money. I just want to
Right.
smile. I don't
Right.
care what I gotta do. I don't care what I gotta give you. I just want to see you smile. So my goal is to be able to see everybody smile. I want, when they think of TNG, the next generation, they smile. I
Yeah.
want to open daycares. I want to open courts. I want to fund schools. I want to help. I want to take all the money that I make from music and give it back.
Okay.
Give it back.
So go.
Yeah, because my goal, I just want to do music. I just want to do music and live off of music. All I want to do is continue chasing the dream, not the money. So I will never give up on my songs. I'm not the type of person that can't write songs, because my songs are so what's sentimental to me, that they can happen at any second. I can make a song right now while we're on here talking about, while we're on talking about this interview, for the fact that that's how I've been doing it for my whole life. I never had the urge to be like, I want to be a millionaire. Nah, I just want to be an artist. That's all.
Right.
I never knew. I swear I never knew that until I turned 18. I never knew artists was making millions of dollars. I thought they was regular 9 to 5 people. I thought this is what they did. I didn't know they was making millions of dollars. So I never cared, and I still don't to this day about millions of dollars.
So
So
it might come from the fact that you, like you say, you're a military child and probably more sheltered than
yeah.
most kids because you had to move around a lot and stuff. So
So I never really had to. I never really had the need for any. My parents did a great job, and I'm not the type of person that will ever bullshit and be like, I never had this. I never had. My parents did a great job to make sure I never needed anything. I had
yeah,
essentials. I had clothes, food. My mom would cook dinner and all that. Like I had essentials, and I had both parents. Even though my dad was gone for half my life, you know,
yeah,
he leaves every other year. He leaves like you never know for a year, 6 months. Even though he's gone, he still handled his business. So I never
yeah,
wanted nothing. So it's not. I'm not a materialistic person. I know what the word family means. I know
yes,
what the word family means. Even the only thing I could ask them for is support. That's the only thing I would ever say. I wish we can go back in time and
and
change
do that.
support.
Yeah,
That's it. Because they did everything right. They did everything right. My mama did everything right. She took her kids out the hood. She had us living all over the world. We got to see stuff that most people don't get to see.
yes,
Oh, so I'm grateful for that. And it took me a long
yes,
time to really be grateful for that because I used to hate. I used to wish I was never a military kid. I used to hate. I
mhm,
used to feel like the world was just so much ahead of me. Like I used to never when I used to be in school and kids used to talk about a certain topic and I don't even know what that is and I don't understand
mhm,
it. I just feel like I was just so behind because I
yeah,
never cared when I was inside. When I wasn't at school, I was by myself and I didn't really talk to people to come to figure out what was going on in the world. And
yeah,
I had Instagram, but I wasn't the type of person to be following the shade room, DJ academics. I wasn't following like the culture. I was
right, right, right. Yeah,
following.
you were doing it for you were doing it for you and your people. Yeah,
Yeah. So I was just keeping in touch with family and all that for a long time. So I actually want to take music serious. Now I have realized that there's so much more. There's so much more going on in the world. There's artists I never heard about. There's pages I never heard about. And it take me nowadays I realize how far behind I am because my girl, she knows every famous person that we be watching. We watching Netflix. She be like, "Oh, that's that girl. That's that dude." And I'm like, I don't know
who
who.
is that? Right?
She be like, they playing all these movies. And I'm like, I don't know. And it's just
Yeah.
I'm
That's one of those things when you really are, you really are on it. You know what I'm saying? You really are on your, on your grind for your dream. And people don't realize that I've talked to lots of artists. So you're not the first person that I've talked to, from the starter that just released their first information, the first project or put out their information that hey, I'm about to do this thing. The very beginning, the birth of the dream or the people that are already up talking about, people that have OG status already that been in the game for 30 plus
yeah.
years. They all, say the same. So I think it's really important to be able to express that, and to know, and when it comes down to it, they've all said the same thing to me. They say, I don't listen to anybody else's music because I don't want to be influenced by anybody else's music. Number one, I'm listening to my music because I support me and I'm dope. You know what I mean too. And then on the other side of it, you know what I'm saying? I've even heard people say, well, they don't listen to my music, so why listen to theirs? I mean, I've heard it three ways, all the way from, like I say, the conception of the idea of being an artist, all the way up to the OG status that people have 30 plus years in the game. I've
And
heard it all.
I mean, like, I don't never hate on nobody's music. I'm the type of person that I ain't been through everything. And the thing is, when I say I've been through everything, it's the fact I've been through everything and I've been through it fast. I mean, like,
Yeah.
so I jumped off the porch, I had a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Uh-huh.
I had a lot of wrongs. I made a lot of wrong mistakes in that time
Yeah.
because I was trying to catch up so fast. And I was actually just getting information from anybody I thought that could help me. And at that time, I was foolish because I was thinking that everybody was my friend.
Yeah, it can happen that way, especially if they're in the same arena. They might know a little something. It's very confusing. I
Yeah.
think it can be very confusing.
And
Mhm.
being so family minded, I, when I touched into the world, when I really stepped into the world, I had to learn to start treating people like my family. So that's what I did. I opened my heart to everybody I met. And
Yeah.
it was the fact that I didn't know. I didn't know who was good or bad, and so I took
Mm,
I took my chances, and I called everybody bro, and I called everybody family, I called everybody sister, and
yeah,
I mean that it molded me to who I am today, and I made my mistakes, but I never be like I don't want to listen to somebody's music because I like only my music. I'm willing to give everybody a chance. I listen to anybody's music,
yeah,
but I'm not the type to say, oh, your music influenced mine, because I don't take influence from anybody anymore. I learned that if I'm a, if I'm gonna get any influence, it shouldn't be from a person. It should be from life. To me, like, cause nobody can live my life. If for me to say somebody influenced one of my decisions is like it's like telling them they made me do it. They
right.
do it, you know. I'm
I
not.
can see that. I can see that mentality. Talk to me about so with that being said, do you have any aspirations to do any features? And if you do want to do any features or have someone featured on your project, who would that be? And that could be it could be
Oh,
anybody. It could be underground or legendary
hold on,
artists.
Nancy. Before you say anything, I know you saying a lot, but I can't hear you. I don't want you to say too much, and I can't hear you. Before,
I was asking, can you hear me now?
try again.
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
It could be because you have Wi-Fi. The only thing about Ethernet connection is always extra. You hear me okay?
Okay, let's try. Okay, I think I can hear you now. Cause it sounds like it's like I can hear your voice.
Hmm.
Sounds like it's a robot in front of it or something trying to project it.
Weird. Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now clearly. I don't know why.
Yeah, not certain. Well, your signal is going up and down. It's showing me your signal, so it's going up and
So
down.
I'm on my. I didn't know how to do the interview, so I did it on my phone. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Uh,
okay though. We're making the best of it. It's not really bad. Okay, as long as you can hear me. So what I was saying is that you do the music for yourself, for your soul. But what I'm asking is if you had an opportunity to do a feature, to have a feature from someone, or to be featured on someone's project, who might that be? And it doesn't have to be rap either.
it doesn't have to be rap.
No, it could be anybody.
Okay.
Collab with anybody. Who might that be?
Lately, I used to feel like I wanted to be on Billie Eilish. I love Billie Eilish. I love her music. I absolutely am a fan. I'm a die
Okay.
Billie Eilish. I don't know why I love her music so much, but I really do. I think it's because she speaks from her soul. At least on her a new album to me is, I feel as if it's a little more industry made than the Billie Eilish I used to know. But it had to be Billie Eilish or Doja Cat. I really like Doja Cat too.
What do you like about Doja?
Doja is just so versatile, and when she came out with that move, like I just was, oh, she's different, and she doesn't care what nobody thinks at all too. And I'm like, wow, I really
Yep.
like her. I really like her music, and her new album, Planet Her. Shout out to that. That she did that, and I would love to be. I would absolutely. It would be an honor to be on her album. It would be an honor. So yeah, Doja Cat, or the first one I said, yes, ma'am.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. So basically, kind of what I always ask people when I interview them. I always ask people when I interview them. I have some feedback in there. You hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So I always ask people when I interview them, would you consider yourself a lyricist or a storyteller?
Hold on, let me. I can disconnect from the Wi-Fi. Will it disconnect me if I
Mhm.
disconnect from my Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I ain't gonna touch it. I can disconnect.
Hmm.
I'll disconnect. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. If you're on your regular signal, maybe it'll be better.
Okay.
Maybe not. Yeah. Okay.
I disconnected.
Up. He hung up. That's okay. He'll come back, y'all. We'll wait for him to join back. He'll be back, guys. Just hang tight, okay? Hang tight, hang tight. Yeah, hang tight, guys. He'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. We'll wait for him to come back. Anyway, while we're waiting, if you want to have an interview on Every Fancy Thing Artist Interviews and more, please hit me up at fancy with a series of 5xos at gmail.com. I will also drop that down in the description as well. I'll be dropping links for his his socials as well, and to his music as well. I love to feature the artists, underground and major. It doesn't matter to me. I have a serious love for the underground artists, and everyone knows that as well. So we will see if we can get him back on here on the line, on the interview, on the stream. If not, then we will see what we have going on. We will catch up with him another time. But I have dropped in there his socials. Okay, let me do it. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, he is DaSiletKnight, DaSiletKnight, on all socials. You can find him. Also, you can find his music on all platforms as well. Not really sure, but that's okay if we don't get him back. If we don't get him back, that is quite all right. We will get a part 2, or we'll catch up with him later. We'll give him another couple minutes. We are doing live. All right, yeah. Well, what we're going to do is go ahead and drop those links in. I will drop them in, drop this interview in. We'll drop the links in for his music. If you're interested in knowing more about DaSiletKnight, you can catch him on all the socials, the same. DaSiletKnight, DaSilentknight. Give him some feedback, of course. Go give a follow and give some feedback on the interview as well. We're going to go ahead and be out for every Fancy Thing artist interview and more. And we will catch up with DaSiletKnight again at a later time when we have maybe better connection. But again, I'll be dropping all that information. All right. Until next time, y'all, remember, there's always a little time to be fancy, and that's me. And I'll catch y'all on every Fancy Thing artist interview and more at another time. And we're going to see who will interview next, y'all. Hit me up.